All right, well, when we are talking about government spending, let's talk about sport. Now, of course, Australians love their sport, all the rest of it, right? And it's a big industry, right? Today we learn $500 million over 10 years, soft diplomacy, Papua New Guinea. $775 million for the Tasmanian Stadium, and yet another debate about what stadium and how much should be in and around Brisbane for the Olympic Games. So, rather than any of those three to get into, let's step back. Government money, taxpayer money and sport. Stephen, again, I understand why sporting organisations ask for it. I have no problem with an organisation asking for it because everyone asks for it. It's about what you allocate, right? And I'm sorry, again, I talk about priorities and I just think, and I know that you can do this with any area of government spending, but when you've got a scenario where literally the annual payments for one of these things is going to be higher than the entire ask of the food charity sectors when we've got our problems here, then it feels like a priority is wrong. But let's talk about Olympics. Let's talk about the Tassie Stadium as well. Is there a limit to what people will cop when it comes to their money and sport?
Now, Paul, I think you do know, but I do have a slight conflict of interest, which I have to declare before I have this conversation. I'm the chair. I'm the chair of the Australian Professional Leagues, the A-League, so the men and the women.
So we can't spend enough.
So we're not recipients of very much money from the federal or state governments, but I mean, you'd have to take your hat off to Gil McLachlan, the AFL. They have absolutely hoodwinked the Tasmanian government. They've put all risk on this venture onto the state and federal governments. And Peter V'landys, again, you got to take your hat off and do it.
We love Peter here.
Because he has, I know that, but he has absolutely taken the government to the cleaners on this one.
Do you think there's any political side to the footy team in Papua New Guinea? Do you think that, say, the left is going to go particularly nuts about it?
No, I think there's a general understanding that there's a very big game at play in the Pacific region where China are buying, bribing, cajoling, threatening a whole range of Pacific Island nations. Australia is their natural ally, and Australia has to use all of the weapons at its disposal to try and block, blunt and stave off China's attempts to buy, bribe, cajole their way into the region. It's in our national interest, it's in our national security interest, it's in our trade interest, it's in being able to get our goods on and offshore. We're an island. We need to be able to protect our trade routes. And Chinese bases, like they're talking about in the Solomon Islands, they've been suggesting that they might want to build one in Papua New Guinea.
So the soft power.
So these are the sorts of things you have to. The soft power arguments, I think, has more cogency than some of the criticism. So while I think Peter V'landys has absolutely mugged the government on this one because he gets to add another team in Perth and then he gets to have a bigger TV deal and the whole world's just rosy. Anytime there's crumbs off the table, they like to give football. Anytime they want to give you a few crumbs off the table to football is going to be a good day as far as I'm concerned.
All right, we're not letting you lobby via TV.
I'm sure I'm going to be helping soon in some conversation on that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's just here to help. All right.